Okay, well, this is the first of the live demos, and this one, again, in a short format. Basically, what I wanted to show you is just the basic interface that you'll use when you come into ScoutITAi. Now, as you can see, when you come into a pane or a panel called My Observability. And that's because that is where we want to point you as a way to look at all of the applications that you've allowed ScoutITAi to ingest and their relative RPI scores. So this is, like I said, really where we want to point you when you come in, so that you can see the scoring that you have for everything that you've allowed us to ingest. You can see I'm in a dark mode right now. Just so you know, at the top right here is your toggle to go back to light mode or dark mode. I'll stay in dark mode. I just seem to like that a little bit more. One thing on your interface down here, so you can see that these are ranked from best to worst as far as their RPI or reliability score. But of course, you can come to this little sort button and you can re-rank them so that the lowest scoring applications are at the top if you're just trying to do that. But that little toggle does that and moves things around for you. I also wanted you to understand that of the 13 buckets that I had talked about, you can see that they're all represented here in the legend at the top. So you basically get the 13 buckets that are represented, as well as the RPI score overall, which is the number to the right. And these are toggleable. I think that's a word. So if you toggle RPI score, you will remove RPI score from the graph so that all you see are your deductions coming from these 13 buckets. So you can roll over them at this point and see for each service or application that you've allowed us to ingest, you can see where the long-term reliability deductions are coming from, whether it's path loss, latency, browser stuff, network wobble. We could just go on and on, transit latency. These are all things that can, over time, really degrade your reliability, and we track those for you and show you its overall impact on your business service or your application. Now, as I said, you could toggle this on or off, so I'll put it back, and you'll see that everything shrinks back down into an overall, piece of the pie. But that is one thing you can do, and all of these are can be toggled, right? So if I remove RPI score and I go, well, look at there, latency's, I know about my latency issues. Let me get rid of that one too. Well, as soon as I do that, then now everything else explodes out. So you can use these toggles to really get a fine-tuned sense of what's hurting your reliability overall. So it's an easy way to just have a conversation about what's really mattering to you at the time. So we give you that view, RPI view, for applications, locations, and services, which we'll talk about later, which is the ability to combine applications and locations to create your own score for an individual service that you define on the fly. So in other words, there's nothing difficult about it. It's a very easy thing to do. So again, this was just sort of a basic overview. And the next one, we'll talk about what these menus all up here do. But your main screen is My Observability. And this is where it's easy to access not just your RPI scoring, but also your main AI agent that we talked about before, named Bishop. And we'll talk about him as well as the others in future videos. Thanks again for watching.